This is my first time doing a live like this, so bear with me, please. Let's see. Yeah, it's not exactly how it should be. Maybe I can, oh, okay. Okay. All right, so I think I know what I'm gonna do. Hold on here. Okay, so I'm going to explain what am I doing here. I am painting this lovely rooster, okay? And I already painted the head, as you can see there. And while I was painting it, I decided, okay, I am going to try and see if I can actually do a live. Why not? I've never done this, but so let me see how this works. Let me see. Okay, that should do it. That should do it. Hello. So in my description, I am writing there that I am probably not gonna be able to answer anything if you are there in the chat live with me, but you can leave me a comment, or you can ask me any questions, and I'd be more than happy to answer. So I don't know why, I just decided, why not? I should do this. I have my YouTube channel, and why should I not do a live? I've done it with Twitch while I'm streaming on Twitch, but I have not done it just on YouTube, like a live like that. So, well, I decided, why not? If you don't know me, I am Connie, and I just got married. We had a live with our wedding because it was the best way to have my people from other country, from my home country, to see the wedding. So I did that, and it was cool. And now that I am back from the honeymoon, I am painting this cute, beautiful rooster that is a box. How cool is that? And I'm going through my creative process that I really enjoy. So I hope that you can hear me well. I'm going to peek here if you can actually see what I'm doing. So I'm gonna move it down there better so you can see my painting. So the first thing that I would love to show you is, how do I get my inspirations? How do I actually come up with colors and designs and stuff? In this case, this is a piece that already has the design determined, right? It's a rooster. You can see it has a pattern. You can see the feathers. You can see where to put the eyes. So what I did is I actually I used Pinterest. I love Pinterest for pictures, and I normally search for real life pictures when I'm doing something nature related, an animal, a plant, a fruit, whatever it is. So I chose this picture right here. Let me see. Well, I don't know, hopefully you can see it, but it has this amazing blue, like royal blue. Hopefully you can see it. Royal blue and like green. So what I did is I combined this is blue-green with turquoise, Amaco velvet underglazes, and I came up with this beautiful hue that hopefully will look good after it's fired. And as you can see, I'm doing the first layer here of that blue. I already did my top, and what I did on the top is I did the 2 coats of bright yellows. So bright yellow is this one here. And this one is not velvet. This is Amaco underglaze decorative colors, which is a different hue. So this one is lighter. So I used 2 layers of the lighter yellow, like my base, my background, so to speak. And then I started doing some lines with different colors. And here you can see the colors that I used. I used that red mixed with real orange. I used coral. I used the yellow, but I used bright yellow on top of the, not bright, this one, what's the name? It's a different, this one, intense yellow. This one I put it on top of bright yellow because this one is a brighter, bolder color. And this one is a softer, more pale color. So on top of that pale yellow, I put all these colors. I put coral, I put a mix of red and orange, which is that one here. This is red, and like you see, I did the eyes there with a little bit of a highlight. It's like the light is reflecting, right? That's important when you're doing eyes. It makes them look more real. And if you're not familiar with this type of paint, this is an underglaze. So it has ceramic in it. That's why it looks a little bit like chalky, you see? And it's called underglaze because when we are done with this, I'm gonna put glaze on top, and I actually have this is already glazed. This little turtle, cute little turtle, is glazed. It's not gonna look apple color. After the kiln, the firing, the glaze firing, is going to come up like this. You see the glossy glaze. But for now, while I am painting this, it looks a little bit chalky, right? It looks like there's no gloss to it. That's how it works. That's what it looks like when we are painting the underglaze. So I am going to continue with my paint after I decided to actually go live for some reason. I think I'm gonna put it, maybe you can see it here. Let me see what you see. If you are on chat, I'm really sorry that I cannot answer your chat, but I just really wanted to show you how I'm doing this. So you see, I have my iPad there with the colors and the feathers. So that's how I'm doing it. Okay, so let's see if I can continue here. And cheers, because I am having this stein from Santiago, Chile, that I love. It's my favorite one. I'm having a little bit of a beer, so cheers. Okay, let's continue, and I am going to show it to you like this. So what I do is basically see if I can include the palette. Hopefully you can see the colors. So I put some water. This is all water-based, and if it's too, the consistency is not liquid enough, you can always put some water. Okay, so I'm doing here the first layer. This is the first layer. It's my base. Same as I did with that light yellow that's called bright yellow. I'm doing this as my base because on top of this blue-green color, I'm gonna put blue. Why am I doing it this way? Because with this technique, we want to remember, and I am going to, yeah, let me take off the head so I can have more freedom here. So with this technique, we want to do from light to dark because the underglaze has the, I will call it characteristic. Sometimes I feel like it is a limitation. You normally cannot do from light to dark really successfully because when you put a light color over a dark background, it's going to fade away. It's going to look dull. In some cases, even it disappears. So we want to follow the principle of from light to dark. So I am doing the light base tone here. Okay, I'm doing the light base tone, and I am using this Fumui. Is so good. I love these brushes, and this is not sponsored at all, but I have my collection here that I love. These are my favorite brushes. They're so excellent. But I'm using number 4 when I go around, and I'm actually, when I go around like the border of it, I want to do it with a small brush so that I can be precise in the borders and not cross over the lines. Okay, here I go. Well, I'm not sure if this is a good idea to do a live because when I'm painting like this, I have my phone attached to the ring light, and so there's no way that I can see the chat. I guess I can set it up in a way that I can see the chat. When I'm doing the Twitch stream, I do it that way. So I guess if this is successful and I like it, maybe I'll do it again and I'll set it up so that I can see the chat and I can answer you guys. So see, I'm using the number 4 because I can go really in a short line so I don't go over and cross over the color. And this color, like I said, I made a combination of turquoise and what's the other one? blue green, turquoise and blue green. All right, so I'm focusing on really going in the borders, going in there and not going across so the yellow gets all contaminated, right? But then when I'm done with the border, I will use a bigger brush so I can cover more surface that you can see. Okay, when I'm done with this live, I will definitely check what I was doing. I don't know why this idea came up to me to do a live like this. I guess it's because as we just did a live with the wedding, I got like curious and maybe I thought maybe I can do it again. Yeah, we did the wedding for our relatives that were not able to be here so that they could watch it live. Okay, so now I am going with the 1/2 inch flat Fui, which is a bigger one, you see? So then I can cover more surface. Now, this part is pretty simple because I'm just covering the base, my base color, right? So I'm not doing any like technical brushes with different colors. I'm just covering. And as this is my first layer, if you guys know how this looks like, the first layer is after the glaze firing. Looks a little bit too light. So we want to have 3 layers. So normally when I want to have like some dimension, some deepness to my painting or what I'm doing, I go with 2 layers of, depending on what I'm doing, sometimes it's even 1 layer of the light color, and then I build in the different brush strokes with different colors like I did here. See, if I put it really close, you will see that the base is light yellow, but then I put so many brush strokes of so many different colors. And my idea with this blue part, blue feathers of the body, is exactly the same. I am going to go in there with just the first layer of straight up one hue, one tone. And I want to make sure that my first layer is all covered with the same combination, because I mixed these 2 colors, right? So if I run out, it is likely that I'm not going to be able to go exactly the same tone. See, this is the handmade beauty. It's always different. It's never going to be the same. 2 things are going to be the same, right? Okay. And it looks like, dang it, I'm going to try and go in there. At least the body. The tail. Let's go up here. Yeah. But at least the body. I'm doing my best to use the same blended tone that I made. Oh, it looks like I ran out of it, so I'm just gonna mix more. I have here, let me use this one. Okay, this is all I have. But so then I'm gonna be able to show you. So here's the turquoise color, and I am going to use my little spatula, and I'm going to go ahead and use all of it. Ooh, I run out. Alright, so we have, see, if it's only the turquoise, it looks lighter. See what I'm doing there? That one without the other color looks lighter than what I want it. So I am going to put it there, and I'm going to make sure to clean my spatula very, very well so that my other tone, my other paint is not going to get contaminated. This is the blue-green. This is again underglaze decorating colors. It's not the Amaco Velvet. It's the Amaco underglaze decorated. So I'm going to put this amount. And yes, I did half and half really. And the consistency is not liquid enough. So if that happens, I just put some water. And then it's good to go. So let me see what I have here. I feel like it is a bit darker. Let me see, let me compare. Or not, let's see. Put some water. Some more water. I'm gonna put some here too. Okay, I think it's good. It should be okay. So I'm going to cover that there and go in again. There we go. It looks okay. It looks the same. It doesn't have to be like perfect. Again, this is a handmade piece, hand-painted piece. Now, where did I get the piece from? I bought it already pre-made. It's a bisqued ceramic pot made out of clay. So let me explain what bisque is. Bisque is a ceramic piece that has been fired once, and it goes in the kiln to be bisqued. So that I am able to paint it with underglaze. You don't have to do it on bisque. You can also paint on greenware. I am more of someone who likes to paint bisque. Why? Because I'm not a clay person. As weird as that sounds, I mean that I am not the person who works the clay. I am more focused on decorating, painting. For me, the bisque is my canvas, weirdly enough. Okay. So that's how I do my ceramic art. I am based in Seattle, and we have a studio that we just opened not even a year ago. We opened last fall. So this was, or it is, our first summer open. And it's been beautiful, a beautiful journey. I'm actually a high school teacher. I teach Spanish in high school. I don't teach ceramics. But I have the artist, how do I describe it? The artist, it's a hope, it's a dream, it's a way of seeing life, but I have never, let's say, pay the bills with my art, right? So this is the first time that I am actually trying to do that. We opened the studio with my now husband. Lovely, lovely, lovely studio, and I'm so grateful that he actually is following me in my dream. He's even like learning some pottery. He's becoming a potter. So that's beautiful right there. Okay, so I have, let me finish here. Another important piece that I want to tell people is that with this paint, you don't notice when you're doing it, when you're painting, but the brush strokes look really sharp. So you want to have brush strokes that are not against what you have in front of you. Like if you have feathers, I normally go in the direction, my stroke goes in the directions of the feathers, if that makes sense. Here you see, oh, it's all covered, very covered. If you do this one layer and you fire it like that, it will show the strokes really sharply. So we want to make sure that we are doing 2 coats, at least 2 coats. And your strokes are, like I said, in the direction of whatever you are painting. Going in there for the second layer. So that we have a bolder color, right? And this was the turquoise. As is almost gone, I'm just going to go in there, put some water. If you see that it's dry, I put some water in it and it revives. So let me put some water here, I'll show you. I am going to use my spatula again. I have my spatula here. So I'm going to clean it a little bit. And I'm going to put water in it like that, as if it was a spoon. And I have the lid. Let me mix a little bit. Let me mix it a little bit. Okay. So I'm gonna go in there. I need to use every single bit of it. So I'm running out. And I still need more. My surface is not completely covered. So I can go in there again. And then if it's dry, it will come to life if I put some water. Let's do that. Okay. Put water. Coming to life, coming to life. And because this is all I have from this color, I'm going to actually mix it in here with the other. See, I'm using all that I have. Because I'm running out and I still need more of this color. And now I'm going to put my blue-green in there, and it's clean. And that. More of the blue-green. I'm going to put more water. And I'm going to start mixing, mixing, mixing. Mixing and mixing and mixing so that I have the same shade that I'm using. There we go. See? See, it's working. Use more water. Now I have one layer, so I just need to cover with a second layer. So let's go in there again. I hope that you are all doing really well wherever you're at. I'm here in Seattle and the weather is beautiful still. We had a sunny day today. Yesterday was kind of chilly, but today is being a super nice sunny day. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that all my surface is covered with a second layer. I'm going to go back here so you can see. For now, just covering. So my plan is, like I said earlier, my plan is to mimic that one picture. I'll show it again. That has like different blues and greens in the feathers of this gorgeous rooster. So I'm going with a lighter blue-green, and then I'm gonna go with lines like I did here, but with darker. Then I also am going to put some highlights with a lighter blue-green. Like this has white, if you can see. If you put white when everything is completely dry in this type of paint and use it as a highlight, I have found that that is a really good way of having dimension in your creation. So if you just joined, I'm doing this rooster. This is the body, the bottom. The sun is coming directly to my face now because it is setting. I have the studio door open so the sun comes in. Right. Let's go. This, how's this looking? I think I've done the whole surface. And let me put this in the water. I'm going to put in the water and I'm going to close in here. So I want to make sure that I have at least 2 more different blues. And this that I put here is the combination of the blue-green and the turquoise. So I am going to use on top of this some aqua color, some just blue-green, and well, I have a third one that is going to be this electric blue. So this is the darkest. Okay, this is the darkest, and I have it actually here. And like I said, we can put some water and revive it. So I'm going to do that. But before doing that, I'm going to show you the top of this guy. It's like that. Now I just realized that I didn't do the tail. And for the tail, I mean, the tail is this, but it's also this. I am going to do the lightest, the most light that I have. I didn't use it here, but I'm going to use it here so that it will create some depth. See, this is what I wanted to show people. I really like to show the thinking that I do when I'm going in the creative process and I'm thinking, what do I want? How I'm gonna go about this? So I'm putting some water because this one is a little bit dry. So let me go ahead and do that here. I'm gonna mix it. I'm actually gonna mix it with the medium blue. All right. So I'm going to see, this is how I go. Like, while I am painting, I'm thinking, yeah, what can I do? And then something comes to mind. It's like a light bulb. Okay, so there. I'm gonna use this guy. And I'm going to mix the whole thing. And this color is going to be slightly different than the bottom, but that's okay because that's how nature goes, right? It's not all a straight, same monotone. All right. So I am going to move the bottom to the side a little bit, and I'm going to work with just the face. What do you think about the face? It's cute, huh? And I'm going to go in here and just do the first layer. First layer of this different type of blue. I'm going to take out that brush because I don't want to keep it in the water like that. It will get damaged if you leave it with the inside the water. It will get damaged. So going in there for the first layer, and the upper tail. Let's call this part an upper tail. And it doesn't really matter how I do the brush strokes that much because this is going to be my base. my base. Okay, let's do it from this side first. I hope that everybody's doing well. I also wish that I could see if somebody's making a comment. I'm sorry that I didn't set it up that way. It was just very impulsive, wanting to just go live today. I don't know what bit me. Anyways, here I come with my thicker brush, my bigger brush. And then when I go to the borders or the edges of the color, in order not to contaminate it, I use a thinner and smaller brush so I can control it better. But right here, I'm just brushing on my color. First layer. Remember we said that we need 2 layers. So let me go with a more delicate approach. I'm gonna go slower there and paying attention to the line, so I'm not crossing over and contaminating my yellow. And here I have this little chunk. I'm going to take it out because I don't want that. If you have chunks like that, it will not look good. There's another chunk I'm seeing. So with the back of the pencil, or the pencil, not of the brush, I'm taking out those chunks. Okay. Let's continue here in the lines. If you want to leave me comments, I will read them after I'm done with the live, and I can answer any questions, or I can reply to any comments that you might have. All right, so let's go here, and I'm gonna go down in the bottom here. I want to go slowly where that line defines one color. Here's another chunk. Let me take out that chunk. There. Sometimes if you have these chunks, you can like press them and crush them with the brush, but sometimes they are too thick or too dry. It's because when the paint is dry, we get some chunks. So we want to make sure that they are either dissolved with your brush stroke or you're taking them out. Here we go with a lot of carefully done brush strokes. And if I contaminate that, if I go over the color that I shouldn't, there's always solutions. Always solutions. You can scrape it out and then paint on the original color. If it's not a lot, you can paint it over without scraping it. There's always solutions. Okay, so we have, oh, still need to go underneath here. So let me go with more water. Not that you can see my palette. All right, so here we go there. Make sure I cover all the white spots. Don't forget any corners in there. Right. I'm going to show you here how the brush strokes really shows. So I'm going to go over it a little bit more so that it is more even and smooth. Okay, first layer of the upper tail, as we are calling it. Let me put on the bottom, and this is how it's looking. What do you guys think? It's cute. It's looking good, isn't it? At least I like it. Okay, what I need to do now is I need to do the second layer of my bottom, not bottom, top. But before doing that, I want to show again, in case you just came in here, this is what I'm using as the model. See? So this is where I'm taking where to put the colors. I normally like to have a picture so I can guide myself and see how this right here is supposed to be this color. And I'm going to go ahead and leave some parts with the background, and then I'm going to paint some other with the other blues that I'm going to be using. Same as I tried to do on the top. You see here, I have some white, some orange, some brownish, some yellow. And so that's how I guided myself on doing this. Okay, so I think the experiment of doing the live, I'm going to stop the live, and then what I can do is I can upload a picture of, or a video, a short of how the rooster turned out. And while we are here before ending the live, I'm going to actually take you out of here, and I'm going to show you my studio. This is my studio. My husband's and my studio, Brush It Off Seattle. This is where the art happens, you see? It's cute. Okay, so let me see if I can actually see if there was some chat here going on. So we have a top fan, MDS Silly Kids Stuff, I think is the name. Thank you so much for liking. And you said hi. I appreciate you. if anybody was looking at what I was doing, let me see. Why can't I see the chat? If you're still there, Silly Kid Stuff, hi back. And if you want to stop by, anybody who's here, and tell me your opinion. This is the Rooster head right here. And then let's put the bottom so I can see if somebody has a comment or anything that you would like to ask me. Okay, so that's the bottom. I'm gonna put the top right here. What do you guys think? It's looking good, I think. Starting with the blue background. And well, thank you for everybody who was in the live, and I will say goodbye with my background here of my studio. Love you all. See you next time.